today's webcast. And this week we have an officer on board, believe it or not. So, be everybody be very disciplined and be very serious about this guy. Okay. He is an ex-military guy and turned into an entrepreneur. Now, I know this is not an easy transition, and he's a different breed of animal, believe me. And he is the CEO and founder of Next Gen Justice. What is Next Gen Justice? We're going to find out more. But what he's doing is to take a very big step to create a low cost legal service for a lot of people, including small business. And Startup Cafe is all about small business and entrepreneur. So that's what we do. That's why we're here. Now, if you actually also have, other family matters, whatever that may be, they might be able to help you too. So don't be thinking they only cater to small business. They actually cater to a lot of people, including small business. So, I understand that he created this company, Next Gen Justice, only a little bit, maybe about 2 years ago. So it wasn't that long ago that he created this company. So let's just bring in Derek and get started. Hello, Derek.
Hi, Ameda. How are you doing? Having me on
Very
today.
good, very good. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. I'm just finishing up a day at our Jacksonville store, and my son is eating dinner. Couldn't be happier to talk to you and your audience. Great to be here.
Great, great. So you are actually right now in Jacksonville. I just changed to a different slide because we did some snooping and try to stalk. What is your progress? What is going on with just Next Gen Justice? Because in 2 years, you guys actually did pretty well in terms of expanding and growing your business in a very, very fast pace. Now you're in Temple, you have two locations in Jacksonville, and look at the bottom. These are all the upcoming locations that you already have planning in place. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, for too long, self-motivated entrepreneurs, hardworking people have only had two options: national faceless websites and
Mhm.
high-priced hourly providers. We
Mhm.
feel that we're a middle ground, a space in between, where we can offer more holding than a national faceless website, but not the high fees for small businesses. Um, Doing things like forming companies, trademark applications, simple agreements. I mean, there's several things that we can do to help the small business community.
Wow.
And there's this giant need that we've been able to fill, and we're just excited to serve the small businesses. Our offerings were, as you see down at the bottom, we're going to initially isolate our focus on Florida, and then we're going to move into Georgia and Texas. And that's a huge amount of space, especially that we're a retail space. And so that's going to keep us busy for a long time to come. So
Wow.
we're
Okay,
really
now
excited to continue to serve consumers.
you have just mentioned the word retail. Now most people are going online. What's in your mind? You going back to retail? You're not going online? I mean, most business, like we are, okay, we are an online platform. You're going the other way. Something is going on there.
Yeah, I mean, what we do, a couple points. First of all, we have technology. We have next generation technology that empowers people to represent themselves with several legal forms. We first started off to deploy that with a human touch inside retail stores. The reason that we did that was because when we um, identified the problem that 80% of Americans and small businesses can't afford to hire a lawyer, we also learned a lot about our customer. Our customer is overwhelmed, they're scared, they're stressed, and that's really what's happening to our consumers. And that I describe that as the minefield that our legal system is today. There's a tremendous amount of people that have been priced out of the market, that are incredibly stressed and scared, and a lot more hand holding than just a faceless website. So we put a human touch on it. We have people in the stores that can greet you, can help you navigate your legal affairs affordably and easily. And that's what we really want to do. One last quick point that I would like to make is when we were strategizing how we're going to open 20 stores in 20 months, there was a question that kept coming up is what about the rest of America? So we actually today did launch what we're calling another key to the courthouse from your couch. So we
Mm.
are doing some online sales. It's still going to be with a human touch. That's still foremost in our mind. And what we mean by that is you'll have a person that you can chat with throughout your e-commerce experience. If you want to Skype with a person, if you have questions, or Google Hangout, we'll have that. But as I mentioned, our secret sauce is figuring out how to provide a human interaction, and expect 80% of our business will be maintained inside brick and mortar stores.
Wow. Okay. Okay. That absolutely makes sense. Now I would like to go back to that particular issue, and would like to discuss a little bit more. But I understand that you actually ex-military, and that's what I need to get into my mind is like what happened. Now, I want you to tell us, a little bit about you, a few things about you. You're a family man, and your son is 2 years old. That was a couple years ago. This picture is from a couple years ago. You're a military man.
Yeah, yeah. My
Now,
son,
yeah,
my son is actually 20 months old.
yeah,
Um,
okay.
and I actually started Next Gen Justice while I was still on active duty. Um,
Mm,
and so it's been an incredible ride. That's obviously the most beautiful woman in the world there on the left, my wife Lisa, and my son Duke. Um, a couple things. First of all, you mentioned the word transition. I actually see it a little differently. Members of our
mm,
military learn to accomplish missions with little or no resources. They're able to pivot when plans change. They're able to demonstrate outstanding leadership. They're
mm,
able to um, just accomplish things that are hard with a tremendous amount of tenacity.
mm,
And I did those things when I was in Iraq and Afghanistan. But those are precisely the same traits that are required for startups.
mm,
And so I really think that the challenge for the military is just being able to meet other startups and other people in the tech community. Because when only 1% of America serves, it's very difficult to have that network. And there is a lot of effort that goes into that network, but not in the set. So that's the first point. The second point is while I was in the military, I had a lot of hardworking soldiers that didn't have a lot of money. They had relatively simple legal dilemmas and they had nowhere to go. And I was coming to the end of my 8 year Army career and I knew I was going to start a company and I just really got bored with this problem. And when I started doing customer discovery, I realized it's not just members of the military, it's what I call self-motivated entrepreneurs, those 21 million entrepreneurs that you mentioned earlier that are kind of solopreneurs, would rather spend money on sales and marketing than on high legal fees, have been priced out of the market for too long. And that's really where um, Next Gen Justice was formed. And we talked about why it was retail versus e-commerce because starting a business is the hardest thing that you're ever going to do in your life. Running a business is right there with it. And what shouldn't be hard is the legal forms. And that is
mm.
the fabric of the legal industry that might need to change. We really do want to disrupt what's really been incredibly difficult for way too long.
Wow. Okay. So what you're saying is your military training, in a way, give you the edge to be more disciplined. Is that what I'm hearing? Or or
Discipline,
solve the problem.
yeah, problem solving, tenacity, um, creative thinking. When I was a lieutenant in the Army deployed in Afghanistan, my battalion commander asked me to set up a technology that would allow drones to communicate with our GPS systems. I had no technical knowledge on how to do that, but I knew we had GPS radios, so I cut a hole in a drone of a wing and put a GPS radio on it, and next thing I know, the drone was talking. And that's the kind of thing that startups and entrepreneurs do. And those are kind of the experiences that fall back on. And I think the people that do have military experiences have similar kind of stories. So um, again, the challenge that I see the biggest for people that transition is just meeting people and finding mentors, finding networks, integrating themselves into the technical scene because they do have the skills.
Wow. Okay. That's like for me, this is more of an in-depth understanding of what your training is actually helping you. Instead of, I have met a lot of entrepreneurs, they truly, I don't mean to say it in a bad way, they are truly clueless. They have no idea where to start, how to start. They don't even have that training and train to be more creative like you guys do. Well, first, thanks for serving the country. That's one thing, and I'm just glad that you guys even have that learning ability and capability. Well, first, you're capable, and also you have that environment to cultivate and practice. And now you're in the real in the business world that serve other people, just like you are in the military as well. Now, how did you? Okay, now you're in the military, and for so many years, you get out, and you said, "I want to create a business." What's the transition? What inspired you to create Next Gen Justice? I know you might have touched, earlier. You see that might be a problem there, but what is the biggest inspiration?
Well, I think a lot of people, or perhaps most, have seen Ms. Saniqu's TED uh, video where he says starts with why. I'm a big proponent of identifying a problem first and finding that passion. It comes with that challenge. I am really motivated by the fact that there is a massive problem in the legal space. And that's
Mhm.
what fires me up every day. That's what really desired or helped me start Next Gen Justice. It's just starting
Mhm.
with that problem because once I that problem, it's very easy to just fight incredibly hard and find a solution because you're just never going to give up. And Next Justice may look different a year from now than it does today or 10 years from now. But the one thing that will not change, I'm very confident, is my passion to solve the legal space for small businesses and consumers alike. So
Mhm.
I just it just starts with why and starts with the problem. And once I figured out that that was the problem I wanted to sink my teeth in to,
Mhm.
just like I did um, when I was in the military, I sunk my teeth into that, and I just did the same thing.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So obviously you identify there's a need for it, and then you say this is going to be the market segment, or this is going to be the 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 area that I'm going to serve, and so you tackle that. Now there are many other legal services out there. There are lawyers, there are legal Zooms, obviously you are trying to, I guess, in a way, compete with them. But are you competing with them, or are you actually, um, I guess, fill the gap of that people that they cannot serve? What is your where's your position? Where's your market
Well,
position?
no, absolutely. So I the way I think there's two kinds of competitors. There's what's called direct competitors, and then there's indirect competitors. So whenever you have a legal dilemma, you have a choice. And one of those choices is you could do nothing.
Mhm.
Another choice is you can hire Holland and Knight, one of the top law firms in the country. You can use LegalZoom. You can use various other technologies online,
Correct.
or you could use a next gen justice. I do think that the folks that you mentioned are indirect competitors. I don't really see a lot of direct competitors in the retail brick and mortar space.
Hmm.
So again, the gap that we really feel that we're focusing on is people. I describe it sometimes as a pendulum swing. So on one side of the pendulum is lawyers, and on the other side is the internet. It's
Hmm.
LegalZoom, it's Google, it's all those internet technologies. But we feel there's a giant gap in the middle. People want a little bit more hand holding than the internet side, but still not the high fees. And it's not just about fees,
Hmm.
it's also about convenience. Um, we don't require appointments. You can come in whenever you're ready. You can call us and we'll always answer the phone. We'll greet you with a smile. You'll spend 10 or 15 minutes with us and solve your legal dilemma. Oftentimes it takes much longer than that just to get an appointment somewhere or to navigate a website. So a lot of we're not going to grow just on price. We're going to
Hmm.
really grow on that convenience and having that legal solution now, because that's what consumers want.
Hmm. Okay. So obviously, if anybody unfortunate enough to have to hire a lawyer, an attorney, a lot of time it could cost you an arm and a leg. And but I have also tried like LegalZoom. Oh my God, not only because they ask a lot of questions, but those questions it's not easily understandable. And I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. It's like I wish somebody would just say it in English. Um, so say I'm just a Jane. I want to start a business, and I have a next gen justice in my neighborhood. Um, what do I do? I just walk into your store, and what should I be expecting?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So the first thing is that Next Gen Justice is not anti-lawyer. We just feel that we're pro-consumer and pro-small business. There's many things that you do need to hire a lawyer for. If things are
Mhm.
complicated, you're getting sued, or you need some complex legal advice, then you absolutely should seek that out. But if you're starting a small business, you are a small business, you know what you want, you just don't have the time or the knowledge on how to do it, chances are that our technology can help you.
Mm.
And again, that's deployed with a human touch. So if you come in our store, the first thing that's going to get first happen is you're going to get greeted by world class customer service employees. They're going to have a smile. They're going to greet you right away. They're going to ask you how you can help. And um, it's very simple. Part of the ways we keep our fees low is we do take them up front. So if you need an incorporation or a will, we charge $99 for a will. And we have some very simple questions, not like what you described. It's very simple in layman's terms. What's your name? What's your kid's name? What's your beneficiary's name? Um, and we ask that actually on an iPad,
Mm.
and you'll answer those questions very simply and quickly. And what's happened on the back end is we've had state specific attorneys review the and create in some cases the template for those legal documents, and your just details are filling in the blanks.
Hmm.
But you don't. That's already happened as part of our setup. So you answer those questions, and the form is usually printed while you wait. You sign it, and if it's like an LLC or an incorporation or a trademark, we will then file it for you. If it's a document like a will or an agreement, we'll notarize it in the store if you need that, and then you could move on um, with the rest of your experience and focus on the stuff that matters.
Hmm. Okay. Wow. Okay. So, obviously, you have mentioned a few services, well, not only for small business, but for small business purpose, you do incorporations, you do patent, trademark filing as well. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
What
so
other
we
services that you can, I guess, explain to us what other that's related to small business?
sure there's 4 or 5 subcategories I would say of business solutions. Um, the first is just the formation documents. So LLCs and incorporations. It's not just the articles of incorporations, it's the operating agreements or the
Okay.
shareholders agreements. Um, it's the bylaws in the case of incorporation and just those required documents. Formation. We also do partnerships if you were going to do a partnership. And then there's some protection documents would be another category. So trademarks, copyrights. We do provisional patents. Another category is we do agreements. So if you needed a contract for services, if you needed a buy sell event, we do all kinds of agreements. As you know, business is it's pretty broad, and we could usually um, offer you a solution there. The fourth thing we do is we do business tax preparation.
Hmm.
All of that's prepared by an enrolled agent, and so that's kind of a higher level than just a tax preparer. So that's a really good service that we like to offer. Um, and I guess the last category is that we just launched our business formation services online, and that's kind of what we're testing in beta right now. So regardless whether it's online or in our stores, we can now do it in 49 states. So chances
Hmm.
are, if it's Delaware, if it's California, if it's Florida, or wherever state you live, chances are we can help. So
Oh, wow. So, say I'm out here in California and I want to um, do an LLC formation. I can contact you guys and get that set up. Is that correct?
absolutely, you can contact our stores. If you go to nextgenjustice.com, we have a national phone number on our site. We're literally launching e-commerce tonight.
Hmm.
But you should also be able to log on to our website tonight or tomorrow and purchase an LLC. We're also doing estate planning as well, but
Hmm.
so that's pretty exciting. And then we're going to be adding dozens of more forms over the coming days as we get our systems worked out on e-commerce. Again,
Wow,
what's
that's
important
exciting.
there?
That's absolutely exciting.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is, and we it's really just come from demand, and people are really asking for it. We have a chat service already. We use Olark, which is a great service. It's free for your audience, for those that don't use it. But um, we have a lot of requests for e-commerce, and so that's been in what we wanted to do was just stay true to our brand and find a way to do it where there still is a human interaction,
Hmm.
because that's who we
Awesome. Wow, that's
so.
great. So now consumer have more choices. Yes, you can go online and save small money and, put those extra dollar that you save into marketing and still be able to get your LLC or C Corp or whatever the formation that, you want set up and other services that you guys provide. I'm actually very, very impressed, by, you know, in this fairly short amount of time, especially in the business world, things just doesn't happen overnight. And when people said, "Oh, that's an overnight success," it's like, come on, it takes 10 years to prepare for this overnight success, right? So, yeah, wow, you guys are really, really amazing that you have come together so quickly and offer so much. And now you also have e-commerce that people can all in the United States can use. That's awesome. That really is.
Yeah.
Um, now,
No,
where are
I
we
mean,
going? From here in Next Gen Justice. What is the big picture that you guys have? Obviously, e-commerce is a huge milestone.
so the big picture is 80% all Americans cannot afford to hire a lawyer. There, for too long, people have been priced out of a market. So we believe not only can we serve the existing need in the existing markets, but there's a huge market. Some people say it's as large as $400 billion untapped legal uh, fees. And I don't say that to mean that we're going to make $400 billion, although that would be nice. But we do believe that we can really change the landscape of the legal industry. Many of the customers and businesses that we serve really do believe that they've had no other option
Mm.
prior to our existence. And as that scales across the country, we really see something special happening, that the minefield that I spoke about earlier, the legal system is completely accessible in four areas of law: business law, estate planning law, family law. I mean, we really can change that and disrupt that. There's also some exciting technologies that are kind of just on the horizon. A lot of people have heard about Watson and the Google technology that just beat um, the Chinese gentleman in the game that's escaping me. So there's a lot of AI that is
Mm.
coming on the horizon that will be able to provide people even more knowledge. And I think the knowledge that consumers are able to receive instantly, the less mystery that exists. And I think that will change the legal system. Also, blockchain is incredibly exciting in the legal system with smart contracts. And so I think the combination of blockchain technology, AI, um, and just understanding that people still do want hand holding. So people are never going to go away because of how stressful the legal industry is. I think there's a huge opportunity for us, and I'm just
So,
excited to
so
have a
explain
great team.
explain to us a little bit more about blockchain technology. How how can blockchain technology affecting our life, and also AI? AI actually stand for um, artificial intelligence. So how would that
Sure,
affect our life?
sure. So um, AI, artificial intelligence, Watson, which is the IBM supercomputer that famously powers AI, beat a Jeopardy champion. So that AI machine was able to become smarter than a human when it becomes in Jeopardy. The second is the um, the Google AI, which name is escaping me, one in China, and there's a very complex game that they beat, which is much harder than chess, much harder than Jeopardy, and was able to beat the reigning champion 5 out of 6 times. So the implications are that if you do have a simple legal question, you should be able to ask it in Next Gen Justice Slack channel, which would have an AI API that could instantly answer that question, even when it was in real terms, and give you that knowledge. And so you could then make decisions and not have to pay $400 an hour for it. And once you have that knowledge and quick understanding, you would then be able to work with the Next Gen Justice Associate or on a website to get the solution you need, because the knowledge that currently only attorneys house um, is in books, and so it is available and it is accessible. So we're excited about AI being able to rapidly and efficiently get to consumers and businesses and give them the power to know what's possible. And then blockchain, which is the technology that powers Bitcoin. Essentially, it allows for individual digital signatures. Um, Most famously, that's being looked at as a transactional thing where banks will be able to remove the middlemen and it'll speed up our banking system. But it also, if you could digitalize and individually give every single signature a footprint where you would know that it actually who it belonged to, and it'd be almost impossible to forge. There's some exciting ideas on how that can be applied to contract law. So you and I can have an agreement that if I get 10 people drawn, if 10 people show up at your website because of my social media platform, Derek sells the startup buffer, we could have a smart contract where if that comes true, I'm automatically paid, which would
Wow. Okay.
significantly cut down on litigation, which would free up lending, which would make contracts, especially for small business, much more airtight. So, we're excited. We're working on our own smart contract technology. We're excited by there's a company called Ross, which is already using AI in the legal space. So we're closely watching what they're doing and excited how they're going to use it, and we're just big fans of that. So
Wow, this is exciting. This is totally exciting, and I'm sure our community would love to hear more about that because not that we don't like human, but I'm sure if we can utilize technology to make our life easier, better, we're all for that. And see, we want to show this webcast and camera because I would tell anybody it's like we're still human after all. We don't want to be faceless. We're still here,
yeah,
and it does require a human entrepreneur like yourself to implement it and to have that vision. If you give this project to somebody who do not have a vision, it's still just the technology itself. It doesn't go anywhere, but it required a human to implement it, and I totally get it. This is very, very exciting. That's awesome.
thank you.
So
Well, we're excited
yeah,
about it.
no, no, and please keep us posted on this. This is really, really cool. And so one of the very last questions that I would really, really want to know is now again in 2 years, in 24 months, you guys have done a lot of great work and served a lot of people. And if you guys will go to Next Gen Justice Twitter feed or Facebook page, you have like people posting happy picture of like I have just used you guys, for this. But that is odd. When was the last time people praise that? Oh, my lawyer is great. I love my lawyers, and no, they don't do that. So you guys are
What's funny is, well, sorry, I was just gonna say a few months ago it got really trendy to do the divorce selfie on Twitter, and we laughed because our customers have been doing that. We opened, um, but yeah, I mean, we have a lot of happy customers. We really try to develop relationship with our customers. They are people, we are people, and we want them to have a good experience. And you know, I think the secret ingredient of our company is very simply the people that work for me. My team is incredible. They they will do anything that it is required to service a customer, and I really couldn't ask for a better team. I saw some of our finest Americans in war, and what we're doing with Next Gen Justice is not war, but it is a battle. It is a hard charge to disrupt any industry and legal nonetheless is definitely hard. And the team that I have is just absolutely incredible, and that really is the secret ingredient. Ideas are easy, finding the right team is hard, and when you do, you just can't let them go, and you got to um, build your company by people, customers, and then profit. In that order, it's got to be order, or I do not think your company will ever succeed. But
Wow.
the backbone of the company is the people, and Next Gen Justice is no exception.
Wow. Okay. So obviously, there are many, many entrepreneurs out there. They're truly just small business, and what I mean, small business. A lot of time they're solo entrepreneur, just one person. And for them, it's very difficult to. Sometimes it's very difficult for them to even just look over and envision you could actually build a team. And I totally agree with you. It doesn't matter what business you're in, it does require a team. Although many of us could be just sitting in their home office by themselves, but you still need a team. Like you need your legal team, you need your accountant, you need um, possibly, like for example, if somebody own a just a storefront that she do it like a yoga studio. One of my neighbor um, own a yoga studio. She's the yoga instructor. She's da 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 da. She's everything. But she cannot be the lawyer. She cannot be the accountant. She cannot be the cleaner. She needs somebody. It's still building your team. So Derek is absolutely right, and I completely understand and agree with him. Is if you want to grow your business, if you want to really look beyond what you have today and make your business bigger because you need to serve more people. And if you keep small, you can still serve your community, but if you want to go beyond, like Derek does, he is thinking big. He's thinking about very, very big outside of Jacksonville. He is already outside of that in his mind, but he is going there, definitely. So you need a big team to do that. Is that right?
I think it absolutely is. And just a quick point, I think your family is also part of that. I mean, my wife is my co-founder in life, and without Lisa's support, without her dedication, without her feeling strongly about what I'm doing, I wouldn't be able to do the things that I
Totally.
do. So I think your family is also part of that team too, and it's definitely part of Next Gen Justice.
Totally, totally. I also have met people, husband, wife of, close family will tell you, oh, it's too risky, don't do it, this and that. Now, I'm sure they love you very, very much. They care for you. They don't want you to fail. But I'm sure Derek or anybody who is actually in business building something so incredible is never, ever easy. So if you're thinking about starting a business, if you haven't, okay, definitely consider, check out Next Gen Justice because if you're going to start something, you need protection. You need to have a plan. Don't just jump in with both feet and realize, oh my God, I just screw up everything. Is that correct?
Well,
So,
I think it is. You want to have a plan, but I think you also, failure is okay. So your whole world's not going to come crashing down if any fails. I think if it
absolutely.
starts with a problem, you can continue to pivot and until you find that product market fit. And so that's why I think it's vital you start with why, start with the problem, and then continue to test things, iterate, pivot until you find that product market fit so you can earn the living that you desire or grow the company that you're trying to build. But don't afraid of failure. Failure is a good thing. It's as long as you learn from it.
Yeah, no, I don't even necessarily consider a failure as a failure because it's just part of the learning process.
Absolutely.
To me, it's just a learning process. I always consider failure is actually a learned and earned process. For the most part, you'll be learning, and then at some point, you'll earn what you have learned, and that's usually go into that order. So, um, if you have not started your business or thinking about starting your business, I guess Derek and I would agree on this is yeah, definitely do your homework. Don't just jump into. I actually have met somebody just a few months ago that she's sinking everything that she has. Now, this lady, she's probably in her 40s. She's sinking hundreds of thousands of dollars in of her life saving, collateral, her house and everything into her very, very first business. She literally jumped in with both feet without a whole lot of planning. Yeah, she might have, formed a company, but she had no idea what it takes to run a company. So within 18 months, she's out of business. And I feel so sorry for her. I really do. I wish, she would have find a mentor, find people like, Derek, or just, like I'm sure, if somebody contact any of us and say, can I have a conversation? I have this question. We're just human, we trying to help everybody and we try to help anyone who needs help. That's why Next Gen Justice is here. That's why Startup Affair is here. We're here to help each other totally. So, and when I hear a story like that, it's totally heartbroken because now she has a really, really terrible story to tell. Instead of, you can always test a smaller idea. And Derek and I had one point talk about something called a minimal viable product. Okay. And that is kind of like a new thing, but it's really not a new thing. And a minimal viable product is allowing you to test what is right for your business idea. Is this, going to work in the business, in the business world? So, and I think, like setting up your company the right way, because not all entity is perfect for your business. If your whole real estate is not going to be an S corporation, if you're going to be in a certain state on a, doing a certain type of business, LLC might be the best. So things like that. Any other last advice that you would like to share with us, Derek?
Well, just to kind of echo about what you're saying about mentorship, I could not agree more. Finding a mentor. Um, I spend a lot of time volunteering with an organization called bunkerlab.org, which is um, an accelerator for or an incubator for military veterans. Um, but I also help a lot of entrepreneurs, and if I can't help them, I'll find somebody that can. So anyone could always reach out to me. My email is Derek, Derek, at nextgenjustice.com. I'm on Twitter, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook. You can hit me up on any social media platform, email me. Um, you can call the store. We could schedule a time to talk. That's the Jacksonville store number right down there. You can also go on to nextgenjustice.com, and in the lower right-hand corner of the website, you can schedule a call to chat with me directly anytime. And I'm happy to talk to you and help you. And um, like I said, if I can't help you, I'll find someone that can. And just thank you, Ameda, for having me on, and I look forward to coming back.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So don't be a stranger, Buffeteers. We are here as one community. And if you have any legal needs, please at least go visit Next Gen Justice. Go to their Facebook page and Twitter and look at all the happy customers. It's weird. It's totally weird, but it's real. Uh, they do have a lot of happy customers. That's great. Hey, Derek, thank you so much, for your time and share your little golden nugget and little secret with us. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Have a great night, Ameda.
Alrighty. Thank you so much. We'll have to bring you in again later.
I'll be back
All
anytime.
right. Okay.
All right. Have a good night.
Bye bye.